Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. Coming up tonight, city and county baseball champions are crowned.
Chittard, the 2022 city champion.
In the Coach's Corner, meet the man leading one of the state's top boys golf programs. Plus, our athlete of the week from Cascade High School is shining in the circle.
It's in the off season that helps now. Like if I put the work in the off season, in the future it's going to help me.
It's time to serve up a new Zone Extra right now.
Evening, everybody. Charlie Clifford with you tonight. Baseball, softball, track, lacrosse, volleyball, golf. This is the Zone Extra at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Coach's Corner tonight. His Hounds are ranked 5th in the state. Carmel Boys Golf head coach Josh Shelton with us. Our conversation is on the way, plus our athlete of the week. Key reason why Cascade Softball, yes, Cascade Softball is doing some big things. Junior pitcher Megan Walker is on the show in the latest from Paul Neidig, the commish. Ask the Commissioner. That segment's coming along. Find out how you can join us on this show in just a few minutes. Let's go back to Tuesday, Marion County Tournament. This is the championship game, Victory Field rematch of last year's final. Lawrence North, Brebeuf. A year ago, Andrew Dukanich, the top pitching prospect in the state, threw a no-hitter against the Wildcats. Second inning, this is troublesome for Dukanich. Walks 4 straight. That's going to lead to a run coming in, and LN takes a 2-1 lead. So this looks a little different. Now, after Brebeuf retakes the lead, Dukanich settles in, strikes out Kobe Stevens. Let's go top 4. Jaden Omer. That is crushed. 3-run shot. The Braves lead 7-2. Some big league power in that bat. Later in the inning, Aiden Holtzapfel. That's an off-speed pitch going the other way. 2 more come in, and Brebeuf fans are now saying, all right, back to what we're used to. 13-3, back-to-back county champs. Also Tuesday at the Vic, this is the city championship. Cathedral and Bishop Chittard, 2 teams that don't like each other. Tied at 3 in the second. David Ayers, RBI ground out. Pencil it down in your scorebook. Cathedral takes the lead. Chittard down a run in the 5th. Jack Murray, that's going to get into center. 2 runs are going to come home. And the Trojans are back in front. Last chance, 7th inning for Cathedral. Down 2. Tommy Davey, chopper to short, and that ends it. Chittard, your city champ, 8-6. The final. Love these celebrations. We can celebrate more than just the state championship, can't we? Andrean right there, number 1 team in 3A. Western on its heels. Brebeuf, you just saw Dukanich, best pitcher in the state. You're going to be somewhere in this ranking. Braves are a really good team all the way around. Crawfordsville, West Vigo also in there. Let's go to Class 4A. Center Grove leading the state as of this evening. Mooresville and Fishers locally also with very impressive squads so far this spring. Now, the softball state tournament is quickly approaching. Sectionals just 1 week from Monday. And before we get there, plenty of great conference action across central Indiana. Tuesday night, this is the place to be. Mix Showdown, Lawrence Central, Warren Central. Top of the 1st, Brooklyn, Baltzell. That's a drive to left, and that thing was gone. So 3-run shot, Warriors up, and then this thing just goes completely the other direction. Bottom 2, Bears roar back. Denise Lee, that gets to the wall. 2 runs scored. We're tied at 3. In the 3rd, Lee up again. Bloop shot, and it gets down. This thing all LC. 15-3. Changed quickly. Here's your coaches poll. 4A, Ron Colley. Why are the Royals number 1? They just won the Marion County Tournament this week. Congratulations. Whiteland right there, Mooresville as well, and Columbus North. We see you too. A stellar season for those 4 teams locally. In lacrosse, great one Saturday. Defending champ, Hamilton Southeastern and Culver Academy. Tied at 1 in the 1st. Connor Runo, 15 yards out. And Runo gets HSC the lead in the 2nd half. Shane Gastineau, great effort off the turf and in. Royals up 5-3. Culver back within a goal to start the fourth, but Runo again. Let's go top corner. Whew. 4-0 to end it in a 10-5 win. Hamilton Southeastern. And that is important when we take a look at the rankings across the state. Hamilton Southeastern sitting third. Culver was there. That was a top 5 matchup. Carmel and Cathedral and Westfield. All of these teams factoring in to the top of the heap right now in 2A. On the girls' side, Guerin Catholic leading the way. Carmel, Cathedral, Chittard, Zionsville, all still very much in the mix as we continue to have your lacrosse fix here on the Zone Extra. Let's get to track and field. The end of the regular season is upon us. Sectional action 1 week away for the girls. That's just next week. And the girls competing Tuesday with the boys 1 week from tonight. So there's your schedule as we move forward. Tuesday at Mooresville. This is the scene, Morgan County track meet. It was a great night for the host Pioneers. On the boys' side, Mooresville won 13 of the 16 events, including all 3 relays. And they really weren't that close. On the girls' side, Pioneers also a strong showing. 8 victories to finish ahead of runner-up Monrovia. Mooresville has a program at the moment. Now, in volleyball, tournament time almost here. Roncalli entering the postseason unbeaten against teams from inside the Hoosier State, ranked number 1 in the state. Last week, the Royals hosting Southport. Comfortable for the Royals in the first set, 25-8. Set 2, much more competitive. That was 25-20. But this is a sweep when it's all said and done. Roncalli, it's just tough to hang with this team at this point in the year. So it's a sweep over Southport. These are some key dates as things get underway for the volleyball state tournament. Saturday, regional finals. Friday, I should say that's going to be May 20th for the quarters. And then Saturday, what a week it's going to be. 21st, wrapping up with semi-state and state finals. Get ready to go. We're going to take a quick break on the Zone Extra. Up next, our Coach's Corner waiting tonight. His Hounds currently ranked 5th in the state. Boys golf coach at Carmel, Josh Shelton, in studio with us. Plus, she's a big reason Cascade Softball's having a stellar season. Our Athlete of the Week, Megan Walker. You're on the Zone Extra. We'll be back.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. The Coach's Corner, presented by Junk King.
This is the Zone Extra. We are heading to our Coach's Corner tonight. His Hounds, just another great year, but there is so much more to this story at the moment. 5th in the state. That's where Carmel boys sit. In our Coach's Corner tonight, Josh Shelton. Josh, great to see you. It's been a while, and your team's just continued to win and to win and win again. So congrats on 3 successful years and a 4th in the works here at Carmel, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's get to this point of the season, okay? You know who your players are. We were talking off camera. It sounds like you are not one of the coaches that's leaning on 1 or 2 or even 3 players. How deep is this Hounds team? Because I know we're used to a team at least a couple years back that did some pretty incredible things.
Sure. I mean, we have a couple of seniors that lead the way for us.
Sure. Who are their names?
Owen Sander and Patrick Michael.
We know Sander around here. We'll get to that later.
Right. But, you know, those 2 are great leaders for us. And as is the case with most, if not all teams, you're only as good as your senior class. And so we've got a great one this year. But, you know, we'll probably go 7, 8 guys deep.
We've talked about different ways to approach a season. For folks who aren't familiar with golf, a lot of times during the week, you know what your roster is going to be, you know the players you're going to bring to a meet, but it sounds like you're doing things a little differently. No, bring me into your process during the week.
Sure. So, you know, we have a saying around our program that you got to earn your way every single week. And really what that means is that, you know, we have a qualifying system that we use. And so this allows for guys to automatically qualify based upon their performance from the previous tournament from that weekend. And if you don't automatically qualify based on performance, then you get thrown into the qualifier. And we play a qualifier every Monday, and low score wins.
So this is an internal team competition that I'm sure for some players, if I make it out of this, the meet's going to be easy, Coach. I just need to get a spot. Is that accurate? Is that fair?
we intentionally try to make practice harder than the games. I think that most coaches would say that. But our kids understand that, internally on our team, competition is a great thing. And that's the culture that we've created around our program, and guys buy into it.
Tell me your story. You come in 4 years ago. You speak so much about process and building a brand. What was the vision when you walked in?
Yeah, I mean, so first, when I got to Carmel High School, the program was already incredible.
Sure.
Coach Reed, prior to me, had done an unbelievable job of really putting a program in a place where it was going to always be one of the state's best. But our tradition and history goes back all the way to 1970. I mean, we are actually the first state championship team at Carmel High School.
Wow.
And so those guys really set forth the path for us to be able to continue to have the success that we have today. Really, I'm very blessed to have come into a situation
all very
where
humble as well.
All of these things were put into place, and we just try to make it better every single year.
I think it's fair to say you've done that. Let's go back to your seniors, Patrick Michael, Owen Sander. Whenever I see Scott Sander, who you're very familiar with on this set, it's normally he's going to take a nap and I'm half asleep waking up, and I ask, hey, how's the score doing? What's the latest? Yeah. Tell me about both those seniors, because it sounds like they're doing a pretty darn good job.
Yeah, both of them really epitomize what we teach and what we preach to our kids in terms of the core values that we want to see from a student athlete. But they're very different. Owen is very energetic.
I wonder where he gets that from.
He always has something to say. Most of the time it's fairly witty. And then Patrick is a little more reserved, but it really has that competitive fire in him that really drives him.
Well, I'm glad we can give them both a little shout out, because I know senior year comes quickly. They've worked through a pandemic, and now they're enjoying a senior year
Absolutely.
as it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Your schedule coming up, there is no breaks here, Coach. Between now and I think early June, when we tee them up, and it really counts. Walk me through the next few weeks here. I know you're hosting on the 17th.
Sure.
What's the most exciting event on here outside of the one that obviously you're playing host to?
Well, it's a great question. We're fortunate to play in some really good tournaments, and so all of these tournaments here are going to have exceptional teams in them. Teams probably 5-6 of the top 10s in the state.
Wow.
Brownsburg will be a great tournament that's played out at Trophy Club.
Okay.
The Muncie Invitational is always a really good tournament to kind of lead us into the very last week of the season. That will be played at the Players Club. And so, like I said, it doesn't get any easier. But, our goal is always to, when the weather turns and the golf courses start to change.
Which is right now. And the greens firm up, they get harder, they get faster. Our goal is to start playing the best golf around this time of year. Coach, with your mindset, with everything you do on a weekly basis, again, it takes something to just put on that shirt and tee it up. I think you're working with the right ingredients. So we're wishing you all the best. Go get them in sectionals, and if you get it done, maybe we'll see you back up here before the year's done, all right?
That sounds good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, good to see you. Josh Shelton in the house, always a pleasure. We're going to have your golf coverage all the way until the last trophy is handed out here on the Zone Extra. Up next, let's do a little Athlete of the Week. As we said at the top of the show, there is everything in this show this week. Cascade, we see a Megan Walker. Is she hittable? She's only a junior. That's next. Plus, we are going to reveal our Play of the Week. Will we go back to Victory Field, or will we look elsewhere? Those details coming up.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
There are seasons to remember, and then there are seasons that you just will never forget. Cascade Softball is the year. The Cadets 16-3 on the season. Last night clinched the Indiana Crossroads Conference perfect record. One of the team's biggest strengths it's on the mound, and she's not going anywhere anytime soon. Megan Walker, just a junior, in the circle. Walker leading the team. She's 8-2. Her ERA is 1.13, 83 strikeouts in 62 innings. That's good. Her most recent start against Monrovia on Tuesday, Walker went the distance, 5-hit shutout, 4 strikeouts. Despite not having a freshman season, remember that was the freshman class that had to sit out because of COVID. Walker's already racked up 200 career strikeouts. She says there's a lofty goal of hitting 400 before her time's up. So what's her mindset preparing to face each hitter? Because I'm sure the hitters would love to know what they're up against.
I've always been taught to not show emotion on the mound. So like whenever I get on the mound, I'm like focused. I'm like, what's the next pitch I'm gonna throw? Am I gonna hit the spot? Like I know the defense behind me is gonna cover it. So I just need to worry about throwing the pitch, getting it there.
Her composure, her attitude, she does not get down on herself. Even if there's a small little error in the field, she's there to back her team up to get that the next round there and stuff. So I would say probably her composure and her attitude is phenomenal. I love it.
Coach Troy actually tells us not to worry about strikeouts, but it's in the off season that helps now. Like if I put the work in the off season, in the future it's gonna help me. My best pitch right now is my curveball, and I would say my rise because they jump really late.
She likes to get ahead in the count there, and those are off the plate kind of pitches, and they make the batters chase. And so when she does get those strikeouts, those pitches have the velocity and stuff for them to swing at and get those strikeouts for her.
The season has been like really fun. The team like together, like our culture, we're like really close. We're bonding together really well.
She's not just a stellar player out here in the field. I'm pretty sure she has a 4.0 in the classroom as well. She's a great friend. I always hear that she's friends with these teammates. She's really taken these freshmen that we have playing for us on varsity under her wing and helping them.
Towel in the back pocket, stone cold on the mound. Excellent in the classroom. Megan Walker, just keep doing what you're doing, okay? Still ahead on the Zone Extra, our play of the week, plus the latest installment of Ask the Commish. We're going back to the biggest and best office in the state. We'll be back.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Before summer arrives, we have a couple more questions for the commish. Each week we take one of your questions to the IHSAA Commissioner, Paul Neidig, and he gives us knowledge. Here is the latest question. Quote, as we move toward the end of the school year, what are you most proud of when it comes to Indiana high school athletics, Mr. Commish?
You know, I hope one day that I don't speak about COVID very often, and certainly we understand the tragedy that brought into our world. But the thing that I'm most proud of in a year that we had last year, absence of fans enjoying the games, you always worry about, are they going to return? Are the fans going to come back? And I think the thing that I'm most proud of is our fans came back, and they came back in record numbers in some cases. And they came out to support student athletes wearing the uniform during that time-honored tradition of a high school student. And I think I'll always be proud of that. We can talk about the accomplishments of last year and this year, but the fact that fans came back to support student athletes playing for their school and their community, I think is the thing that I'm most proud of.
We agree, Mr. Commish. That is at the heart of everything we do on this show in this special state. Ask the Commish. We want your question. Get to Twitter, use the hashtag #TheZoneExtra and hashtag #AskTheCommish, and your question will be on this show. Now, let's take a look at our play of the week. Each week, we're trying to find the top play in Central Indiana. Let's get to it. Let's go back to Victory Field, and that baby is gone. Jaden O'Meara, Brebeuf, you did it. 3-run shot. The Tribe will take that any night of the week, no doubt about it. Congrats to the Braves, who won a second straight county title. Now, top plays, same deal. Use the hashtag #TheZoneExtra, and next week, it's that easy. Your play could be on our show. Thank you to everybody. Coach Shelton over at Carmel. For Charlie Clifford, executive producer Brian Eckstein, and the entire crew, this is the Zone Extra. We'll see you next week.